Hey friends, in this video I'm going over 6 simple tactics that I use to get the most out of Printful. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ben. I talk about e-commerce, print on demand, and building online income streams. Now if you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with Printful or you're in the world of print on demand. So this is going to be a quick video helping you guys get the most out of Printful as your print on demand production partner. So let's go ahead and hop right in. All right guys, tip number 1 is a very simple one, but when it comes to Printful, it's all about streamlining things. And even if you guys are small right now and only have 10, 20, 30 designs, it might seem like this isn't a big deal. But the first tip is to keep one Printful account for all your stores. So integrate all your stores into one central location. Now I'm telling you guys this because I made this mistake when I first was getting started out with print on demand. I didn't really understand how it all worked, and so I had separate Printful accounts for my different integrations. So I had one for Shopify, one for my Amazon account, one for one of my Etsy accounts, etc. After a while, maybe like a couple months, I realized that just was so inefficient. So don't make the mistake of giving yourselves a headache and creating more work. Just create one account. Now, I'll just show you guys really quick, but they have a ton of different integrations, so it doesn't really matter where you're selling. For example, Shopify, Etsy, etc. You guys can see right here, but I've used a bunch of these. There's a bunch I haven't used, but I have everything streamlined through one central Printful account. So if I hop into my dashboard here, you'll see I have 4 different storefronts in this Printful account right now. So I have my Amazon storefront, 2 Etsy storefronts, and my eBay account as well. So number 1, this is going to just give you guys, less of a headache. You can keep all the orders, on your radar in one place. So I have orders that are pulling in from my different Etsy accounts, my Amazon account, sometimes my eBay account if I actually am getting any sales over there, etc. And this is also important because problems do come up with orders sometimes. It's a lot easier to manage it when you're not bouncing between different accounts. That's just going to create a lot more issues for you. Now, the second benefit of this is that we get to aggregate all of the sales volume in one location. Now, the reason I point this out, and we'll cover this in the second tip, is that Printful does offer tiered discounts. So the more sales volume you have with them, the better access you have to better pricing. So by aggregating all of our stores in one place, we're also going to get the benefit of having that sales volume. So we get different discounts and benefits by getting all those sales through one single account. So that's it for tip number 1. Let's hop in for tip number 2. All right, guys, tip number 2 is take advantage of the Printful Challenges. Now, this couples with what we were just talking about with tip number 1 of linking everything through your one sales account, because the benefits that you get from some of these challenges are going to be discounts at certain tiers. So when you sell a certain number of products or a certain dollar amount, you're going to get access to better pricing. This can also be coupons. So just getting a coupon that's going to get you a little bit of money back in your pocket on every order, or this could be something like a free sample order. So just to show you guys the 3 different kind of main levels here. First, we have the discounted tiers. Now this is obviously kind of the biggest one, the most coveted one that we want to work towards. So how this works is you guys can see here, for this month I've accumulated $122.57 so far, and that's on the product that is actually shipped out the door to customers. What that does is it's pushing me up this little threshold here. So you guys can see at $100, I'm getting an extra sample order, and that's going to continue up through $500. But really where the magic happens here is once we start seeing those bigger numbers. So at $1,000 in monthly volume, we're going to get 5% off of our products. So that is huge. That's, on $1,000, that's an extra $50 back in your pocket. That's going to be huge for your bottom line. And again, linking all your accounts in one place so you can get the sales volume from all of these accounts is going to help you get to these different tier levels a lot quicker. Now, the other things that are in here, and these are really, really easy, are the coupons. So as you guys can see here in this Printful Challenges area, there's a bunch of different little icons down here. And when you complete these different challenges, you're awarded points. These points can be converted, and I'll show you guys in 1 second, but they're very easy to get. So for example, almost every single month, I'm getting the complete 10 sales, which gives me 800 points. You can do even easier ones. So you could subscribe to their blog for 100 points. You could leave a product review, etc. Now, what do you use these points for? So if you click View Perks, you can convert the points that you actually have into different things. Normally what I'm doing with these is just converting them into coupons, which you can go and apply to customer orders. So for example, if a customer placed an order and my total cost on that is $15, I can apply a $5 coupon, which obviously means I'm pretty much getting $5 back in my pocket. So these are huge. They're really easy to get. They're really easy to use. You can obviously also get sample orders here. You can get digitization coupons. They seem to be adding stuff all the time. So the one thing I will point out is that the points can expire. So you guys can see here, points that are not redeemed will expire on the last day of the month after a 3-month period. So just make sure you're watching this. You want to make sure that you're using this. It's so simple, and this is literally free money back in your pocket. Now, the last perk or benefit, and we've kind of already touched on it, but is the sample orders. I don't use these a ton, but essentially you'll get extremely discounted products. So for example, I'm doing a video on Printful review. So I just ordered myself actually 3 products, and I use this sample orders that I had accrued on my account to get these at an extremely discounted price. So that's actually cool too. And if you guys are just getting started with Printful, this is a great way to actually order product, test it out, see how it's gonna arrive, all that jazz. So that is tip number 2. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of the Printful challenges. It's free money back in your pocket. All right, guys, tip number 3 is another very simple one, but use the Google Drive integration when it comes to Printful. Now, my designer, this works really well with our workflow because he does the design work and then he'll dump the design files into a shared Google Drive. And since I have it linked to my Printful account, it does actually allow me to just quickly pretty much drag and drop it onto the design. So I don't need to go plug in my external hard drive or go find the file somewhere else. I don't need to download it or anything like that. I just need to actually add it into my file library on Printful. So let's just go through a quick example. So let's say I wanted to add a design here. Obviously I could upload this if I already have it locally on my computer. But again, this just saves a little bit of time. So if you guys are already logged into the Google Drive, it's gonna show up right here. But if you're not, you can just click on the icon up here for Google Drive, log into your account, and then you'll be able to just search files directly from your Google Drive. So let me just find this example, Cornhole Princess. And we click select, and it's gonna drop right into our file library. Obviously I already have this loaded, so I'm just gonna use one of these to save time. And just like that, it's gonna place it right on the shirt. So again, guys, this isn't a huge time-saving thing, but it might shave off a little bit of time. And if you guys are doing, a couple hundred designs a week that you're uploading to, through Printful, this does help, and it's gonna save you a little bit of time. And remember, time is money. So that's it for tip number 3, use the Google Drive integration. All right, guys, tip number 4, this is a simple one, but within Printful, there's an awesome mockup generator. Now, most of you guys watching this either have a designer that's doing all your design work for you, or you're already, maybe using Canva or Photoshop or something like that. But every once in a while, I do still find myself going back to use the actual mockup generator within Printful. And I do this if I have an idea that just strikes me, or maybe I'm just tired of using Photoshop or Canva or whatever it may be. Sometimes I like to just do the design work in a different platform. And Printful has a really good mockup generator for this. So from your dashboard, click on the mockup generator down here, and we just need to choose what products we want this to go to look good on. So I'm just gonna choose a basic t-shirt here. And the nice thing about Printful is that there's a bunch of built-in features in here. So like a lot of these platforms nowadays, they have a bunch of designs in here that we can use. So these graphics and elements, which mostly are free and good to go. There are some that they also have that are premium, so you can pay for premium images. And of course, guys, if you already have something, maybe a vector file or a PNG file from somewhere else, you can also drag and drop that in here and then just add text to it or whatever it is. So this is also a really easy drag and drop way to do this. For the sake of the time on this video, I'm going to speed this part up and just show you guys really quick a design that I just make in here really quick with you right now. So let's get into that. All right, guys, so obviously this is not a world-class design, but I just wanted to show you guys what is possible. So I just made this in about 30 seconds or a minute. And now I can go ahead and either generate the files, or I can save this as a template, or I can order this directly in Printful. This just, again, makes it really easy to pump out a quick design and then publish it to all of your different storefronts. So don't be afraid to use the mockup generator in here, especially if you guys don't have another tool you're using. This is a great way to just easily add products to Printful and or make them in Printful. So that is tip number 4, use the mockup generator in Printful. All right, guys, tip number 5 is to go the extra mile on branding. Now, you can do this a few ways with Printful. It's really cool because they give us a lot of control over the whole operation, even though we're not the ones actually shipping our orders out. So there's two things in here. One that I like to look at is your return address settings, which is also obviously important for shipping and returns, obviously. The second one is adding a custom logo for your business onto the packing slip. So first, just to show you guys, in settings, you can go to the return setting here, and you can then choose the storefront that you want to edit the return address for. And change out the address. Now, I'll tell you guys, if you don't change this, the default address will be Printful's warehouse location. I personally like to leave it at that just because I've been moving around a lot. I don't have a solidified business address. And what happens is when a return is started, if you have a return address in here, it'll come back to your location. Otherwise, the return is going to go back to Printful. They'll keep it for 28 days, and then you can either request they ship it to you, or they will donate it to charity. So I personally don't get a lot of returns. I just elect to have them handle it and donate the product to charity if that does happen. But if you guys have an established business, this is one really easy way to just add that little extra branding touch so that people are seeing your address, your business address on the shipping label that they have. Now, the second one, and probably the arguably more important one for branding, would be the packing slip. So again, if you just go over to settings and then packing slip, and then you can choose what store you want to edit. So even if you have different stores in here, no problem. And why this is cool is because you can actually upload your own logo in here. So right here, we can actually select and upload an image. And this is what's going to get printed out on the packing slip that the customer gets. And this is obviously a nice touch if you guys are building a serious brand or want to take this seriously. Adding a logo is really cool. But you can also add information about your business. So you can add your email. So if you guys have a customer service email or a customer service phone number, you can add those in here. So your customers can get in touch with you. And you can also add a custom packing slip message. So something very simple like, hey, thanks so much for ordering from XYZ company, blah, blah, blah. Go to our site and get another order, and here's a 5% off coupon. Whatever you guys want to do. I just want to point out that this is in here because a lot of people overlook this, and it is a very nice touch to add if you guys are really serious about building that brand on whatever platform you're selling on, Shopify, Amazon, Etsy. This is just a really easy way to do that. So that is tip number 5. Make the most out of branding and take advantage of adding a logo and some of these other little subtle touches to help with your brand credibility. All right, guys, the 6th and final tip is use a cashback credit card for your payment method. Now, obviously, I'm not as familiar with international sellers, so this might not apply to you. But if you have access to a cashback credit card, I would recommend putting it on your account as kind of the main payment method. Now, I don't really talk a lot about personal finance on this channel, but I am actually a personal finance junkie, so I love this stuff and just finding little ways to optimize finances. And one easy way to do that is with a cashback credit card. So going back to it, we talked about in tip 2, these tiered discounts. For example, if we can get up to $1,000 in volume, we get 5% off. That's an extra $50 back in our pocket that we're getting. Now, an easier way to do this is if you have a cashback credit card, you don't even need to hit any tier benefits. You're going to start getting that cashback right away if that's your payment method on the account. Now, I'm not going to recommend a specific card to you guys, but just to show you, some of the examples out there, just do a quick Google search for best cashback credit cards. You're going to find all kinds of different recommendations. So we can see they range from 1 to 2%. Some go as high as 5% normally for a specific category or something like that. But imagine if you guys are doing $1,000 a month and you're getting a 1.5% cash back. That's $15 extra in your pocket. Now, it might not seem huge, but every little bit helps. And why would you want to give that money up? That's free money back in your pocket, literally for just running your expenses through a cashback credit card. So I personally do this. I think mine gets 1.5% cash back that I use on the account. And it's not something I really even am looking at every month or really noticing, but it does add up, and I do recommend this. So I know this is a little bit of a different tip, but this is something that I do, so I wanted to recommend it to you guys as well. So that's it for my 6 tips on how to get the most out of Printful. I know for some of you guys watching this, some of these you might have already known, but hopefully you got some value out of this. Maybe there's one tip that really struck out to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you liked this content or if you have questions or there's any other recommendations on content you'd like to see in the future. So that's it for this one, guys, and we will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.